hail from Osun State. I studied microbiology from Bowen University, Iwo. Yes, and master's degree at Lagos State University. Yes,
Okay.
I work with a financial institution as a
What are you
communications officer.
What are you doing your master's in? What area are you doing your master's? You founded Ewagoin. By the way, guys, I mean, this is just a lady extraordinary. Okay, so tell us about your Ewagoin, Ewa joint project. Just briefly tell us about it.
Okay, so basically, Ewa Joint started before I got into the university. You know that 1 year you used to stay at home while you're waiting for admission. So it was all full of boredom. And then one of those days, I was lying in the sitting room, and I just started thinking of business I could do once I got into the university. I'd always with. So along the line, I discovered the love Lagosians had for beans and bread in particular. Like, you cannot find a store in Lagos and that sells beans, and you don't find people there. Like, you see people are always there. They are always wanting to buy beans and bread. So I said, okay, this cuts across every class. Like, there's no segregation. The poor, the rich, they love Ewa going. So that was how I came about Ewa Joint. So I said, okay, once I get into school, I drew it down. I was going to have a joint where we just sell beans, bread, plantain, yam, but I didn't achieve that until my university.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. And by the time you finished school, you actually picked it up. It's funny how today you work for a financial institution where, most of your customers actually, come from. Remember then, tell us about how you were going to banks to supply their staff, your Ewa.
Okay. I'm going to talk about that. I'm sorry about the light. It just went off, but it's be back shortly.
No problem.
All right. Thanks to PHCN. Okay. So what happened was after in the university, I went to a private school, and obviously they could not allow you to cook. So I thought about it. We had a particular cafeteria in Bowen University. It was called Lompos Cafeteria, and that cafeteria was always known for. Was always known for they are all crowded. What are they looking for? Beans. And it's first come, first serve. So I had to talk with them one-on-one. I said, okay, you guys, you know what? This is what's going to happen. My hostel, the female hostel and the male hostel is far from this cafeteria because we're already in final year then. And we had a special hostel we were staying in. Let me make orders. I give you people who want beans. And then you give me a preferential treatment when I come. So I started with about 5 to them at the cafeteria. So they sold it for me. And then it just kept on growing. People started telling, there's a girl in room 5 who gets Ewa going for people. And then before people be sending me text message, even in class, please, I want one plate of Ewa going today. So from lectures, I'll go to the cafeteria and I'll go with my very big bag. And people on the line, people whose hostel were around that cafeteria, you see them and then they're like, auntie, please, just let me buy just one plate. I know once you come, you are taking over the line. Please, just let me take just one. So that was how they always, like, once I got there, the deal was you give me the preferential treatment. I come there and then you serve my order, even if it's 30 or 50 or 100. So that was the deal I got from their side. So gradually, then after university, I had now had the challenge of how do I keep up with this? So I had to learn how to make the Ewa going. And if you're very familiar with Lagos, you notice that it's going to teach you. They'll teach you rubbish. They won't tell you So it took me 1 year of building trust, if not more,
Wow.
of building trust. Yes, with a Togolese woman. And we are still together. It took me more than a year of building trust with her, like getting to familiarize myself with her, making her know that, look, I'm a genuine person. And then the first time she's teaching me, she's telling me something different entirely. The next time, like, I developed recipes. I tried. I was just after I saw that I wasn't relenting. Eventually, she had to teach me. So I had to do it by myself. And there are so many processes that comes with the sauce, actually, like so many processes. So I was able to learn that. Then from there, I started making it myself, taking to banks, offices. It wasn't going on well again because I had issues with staff of the financial institution who were already deprived, like they were belittling the price. They're saying, oh no, we can't sell a place for 500 naira. So I had to sit down and say, okay, this is not working again. Then I had to move to events. Then I moved to Puris. Like I started making the Puris.
Wow, amazing, amazing. Looking at how much you've had to go through in this. Now, the question for me is, how did you get to meet Stephen Akintayo? I mean, you worked with me for a while. Can you share with us how you get to know about me and then, of course, getting to work with me?
Okay, very interesting story. So I am a very, very reserved person. Like I can be I can be intro and I can be extra. So I had a friend who called me and said he wanted me to come and talk about how I started our joint. And I'm like, uncle, like, do you know what you're talking about? I'm just a graduate. Like, I have not even started. I'm still trying to find my footings in this thing. Like, how do you want me to, like, I'm sorry, I can't come, So I thought about it. And then my late sister, I was in her house that day, and then she encouraged me. She was like, oh, it doesn't mean, just go. Like, it's not until you blow now, just go. My mom was also there. They encouraged me to go. I don't know where, blessings will come from. So I told him, okay, it's fine. And I was thinking again that I don't put my picture. And then eventually I just had to oblige, like, okay, it's fine. We can just go on with that. And then I'd spoken, and then Mr. Stephen Akintayo came. He was the next speaker, and he really blew our mind. Like, he spoke to us. I was there. I jotted. And after the program, after his session, we saw him off downstairs. So I gave him my card and all. And then he asked me, would you love to intern? You just finished NYSC. Would you love to intern? And I was like, okay, it's cool, but you can always give me a call anytime. I was like, okay, thank you, sir. So after the banks, the financial institution, I was going to apply. After the staff, some of their staff, they said, doing both left, right, center, belittling the price and everything. One day I was in my room, and I just said, look, you can't sit down like this. You need to do something. You need to do something. Like, yes, we're joint. You have the dream, but you just need to do something. So I just had a nudge in my heart that I should reach out to Mr. Stephen Akintayo. So I took his card, and then I sent him a message on BBM. Then I said, I can remember the words. Yeah.
The days of BBM.
And then, if I can remember the words I said, oh, hi, sir, my name is Oreoluwa. I wouldn't know if it's possible if I and I was like, oh, okay, sister, no problem. So that kind of gave me, I was calm. I said, okay. So he said, okay, come and meet me at Protea Hotel. There's a story to that Protea Hotel that I've actually not mentioned. So on that day, you were at Protea Hotel, GRA, Keja. No, not GRA. You were at Protea Hotel, the one at Alausa.
Yeah.
I went to 3 Protea Hotel. 3. I went to one at Isaac John. I went to one at the one at Maryland, that one by Maryland. Yes, I went there under the rain, like, cause I actually, I was the Protea Hotel, one other Isaac John. So I went and I was looking all drenched, and the guys are looking at me like, what are you looking for? Then finally, I found my way. So the one at Alaosta, and then I saw him, we spoke, and he said, okay, don't worry, you can come start next week. And Voila, I met him. We started, I got introduced to the likes of
and you met your best friend
shout
there.
out.
You met your best friend there.
I was still going to that though. And then I met prolific Stella. Shout out to Stella. I think then I met Mr. Shegun and I met BC Akimbino. Those are the people I met there at that time. And then I met Taiwo at Protea Hotel, who looked at me like, who is this SU lady? And my and Taiwo became very good friends.
So how has that internship impacted in what you do today and some of the amazing things you're doing now?
Okay. The funny thing is after the internship, the 7-month internship, then I wrote a story on my blog. Then I had a blog, ewajoint.wordpress.com, and I wrote 20 things I learned from Stephen Akintayo.
Wow.
I only gave out 5. I only gave out 5 tips. Let me see. So this one was what the very first day. We had a meeting in your office in Ogba Okera. You mentioned that never look down on anybody in business. Once it comes to business, you don't look down on anybody. And you shared a story of how your wife spoke to a lady who had a very tiny voice, a very, very tiny voice. And she thought she didn't want to do any business with her, but she ended up doing different transactions, transactions amounting to, I think, thousands or...
That was my first 30 million naira transaction, I think, came out from that tiny lady. Voice lady. Yeah, that's true.
Yes. So you mentioned that, and that was like the very first thing I actually penned down. One thing, and another thing out, if you're interning, every day I had a diary. I would always write everything I learned for that day. So that actually helped me come out with those things I learned on my blog. So that was the first thing. And then the second thing was everybody has something they use in business. So what do you use in business? Yes, that was the second thing. What do you use in business? And then you said some people use, they have charms, some people use different things they use. And what brought about that story was a whole round Ogba that we had an upgrade conference there, and it so happened that the all we got was actually larger than the
audience.
and then you kept on saying, this is not ordinary. Like, how would you just go there? And you start saying. So I was able to pick up on also things that really people use things in business. So what do you use? And because we are Christians, you mentioned that God is our only hope. Like, we need to use God irrespective of whatever we are doing. We need to learn to talk to God. It's the only charm per se that we have. Yes. And then let me add this. Let me just give one bonus. Yes. Always.
I would have loved if you can give out the entire 20, because I am personally, you guys won't believe it, I'm personally being blessed by listening to you guys, right? Because things have since changed. And the irony, the lesser the time, the energy you are able to pour into other people. COVID actually has helped. That because of COVID, I'm now around again and people around me are. But I'm learning, because you guys, we poured a lot into you guys then. There was a lot. It was so I'm learning a lot about some of what we did then, and hopefully we can still find a way to replicate those things now. So I'm really learning too. Yeah, so go
Okay.
ahead. Yeah.
All right. So the third thing was always magnify your area of strength. Always magnify your area of strength. Yes, you used to
Very true.
mention that. And you mentioned about a governor who, now this is live, so I wouldn't want to be political about this.
Yes.
Okay, who had to make use of his area of strength, and he had to travel all the way to Pakistan. Was it Pakistan? It was a country though.
Yes.
He had to travel there to meet a renowned figure who later advised him that, look, you need to magnify your area of strength. And personally, that has really helped me, even in my career. It has helped me. It has really, really helped me. My truth is, you can't do in everything. True. We all have different strengths. We have our area of weakness. We have our SWOT. SWOT perfectly explains that. So when you know your area of strength, there'll be no need for competition. There'll be no need for an LT competition. You know that, okay, I am able to function in this capacity, or that person can function in that capacity. That is her strength, and I appreciate her for that. But this is me. This is my own area of strength. So that really helped me, and it's still helping me. I always work on my always use yes. And I remember you always used BC Akintayo, how when we used to go to City FM.
Yes.
So how see your mentorship with Akintayo? BC really needs to come on this, and you know how BC would make noise. How BC would make noise, and you know she was just, and BC is a very hyper person, I must say. She's a go-getter. Always magnify your area of strength. That has really worked.
Wow.
And then,
guys, are you learning? Guys, if you're joining us, I'm with Oreoluwa. Ore is a mentee of mine, you know, and even used to be an intern with me, but works now with a bank. And she's sharing, we're just having this mentorship chat on some of the things she learned, and she actually learned 20. So you can see how detailed she is. So if you are learning, come on, can you kindly type I'm learning? I know we're here. If you are learning something, type I'm learning, I'm learning, I'm learning. Okay, so go ahead. You want to add more points?
Okay, all right. So I've mentioned 3 for the benefit of those who are just joining. I've mentioned that everybody makes use of something. What do you make use of? Like, are you making use of God? Are you making use of like what are you making use of? You know, okay, let me just buttress on that again. There was a time we had to go for marketing around that Ikeja axis. And I can't remember, I think we're trying to promote the e-commerce sites then. There's a particular e-commerce site trying to come up with. And then it happened that the area I'm so sorry about this, the area I was designated to, I was just walking randomly. I was just walking randomly into offices, and I walked into this particular building. It was a story building that had different offices. Some guys, this Apple laptop, fresh guys. I didn't know what they were doing though, but I told them about the e-commerce side, and I was like, "Oh, you guys, we do this, we do that." And after we finished, one of the guys asked me. He said, "Who asked you to come here?" I said, "Nobody. I just stumbled. I just walked in here." And they said, and one of them made a statement. He said, "Your Baba try you." You know, over the years, I have always thought about that statement, like your Baba try, like what does that mean? Okay, it means people really don't have the guts to just walk into that office anyhow. But you know, there I was able to walk in there and you know tell them what I sold. They even collected the handbills from me, and they said if it's necessary, they were going to get back to me. Yeah, so that's very important. So I've mentioned 2 now. And then the third is always magnify your area of strength. That was where we actually got to. Always magnify your area of strength. And then, okay, so the fourth one would be we're trying to send parcels to people. DHL, we used DHL then. We're sending proposals to different companies to come for training, to come for media training and all of that. And I remember the very first one we did, you were not so, how do I put it now? You were really not so happy with the houseboat. And then you kept on encouraging us. This thing, I am not doing it to tell you guys. If it were to be my wife, I would probably tell her the same thing. Like, you need to just put your best at this. So that was about sentiments, not putting sentiments in business. Business is business. Family is family. When it comes to work, would really have to work out being proactive. You always emphasized on that. You need to be proactive. You need to be proactive. You need to be proactive. And I have a lot of stories to share from that. I remember when you went to when you won the 10, was this award you won then?
Yes, that's Toy P. Toy P 10 most, I can't remember it, but I think young most influential people in Nigeria by JCI.
Yes,
you
by
were
JCI.
the one that helped me. We went together.
And so I remember while getting there, I was looking around. If you know me naturally, I can be a very reserved as well. So before you came back from the airport, just got into Nigeria, and I was saying, okay, what can I do? So I went to meet people like, okay, I'm here on behalf of Stephen Akintayo. It's possible he comes to join us today. It's not so sure, but then I tried to put them through. That came from a result of you always crueling and always saying, you just need to be proactive, like anywhere you find yourself. And I remember that day while we were going home, they had given everybody a pack, a souvenir, and for some reasons I forgot. And when I think about it, I still laugh about it, and I'm saying, I wonder what was in that souvenir. Why didn't I take it? But as time passed by, I've learned that, you really need to be proactive, even in the workplace, career-wise. You need to think, even in the home front, everywhere, you need to be proactive. Very, very important. Okay, the sixth one. I think be prepared. You need to be prepared. So I will share a story of CEO mentorship with Stephen Akintayo. So it so happened that I was the center of all of this. So we had an issue with bulk SMS then. And it was during a particular political campaign of an ex-president of Nigeria and an incoming president as well. So they had come to trace who sent a particular SMS on behalf of somebody. And, apparently I was the one at the seat of the reception that day. And this SSS guy, who later happened to be our friend, he came and he saw me and he was like, oh, I want to see who is Stephen Akintayo. I was like, oh, okay, he's busy right now. How can we help you? And he's saying something like, he needs to campaign and he wants to and he wants to know how he can be. I was like, oh, I was so happy as per business. This is really going to be nice. Oh, let me give you. So I pointed at him. Okay, no, you were not around then. I was like, okay, don't worry, come back by this time. We have we have a training by so time. I was like, okay, no problem. And then he came back later. And then he said, okay, is he around now? And then I pointed. I remember my mom telling me that if they wanted to shoot somebody, that's how you learn a lesson for somebody. If somebody asks you for something and you don't know the person, never point. Just try
but let me explain to our audience because they may not know. In 2015, our company were much into digital marketing then. We are not really gone into real estate because we went into real estate later part of 2015. And so it was election year where we were a company consulted by both good. I said a few weeks to the election, the Goodluck Jonathan campaign team started cracking down on companies that were engaged by APC Buhari campaign for one thing or the other. And we were involved in some aspect. I think we were involved in the email part for Buhari.
Yes.
But they didn't even know that we're also responsible for the SMS. I mean, we're not sentimental. Any party that needed, because we had several people consulting us. Now, they had then traced some of the emails that were sent by the Buhari campaign to us, because we had the largest database of email as at that time in the country. And they traced it to us. And then, so the guy came, of course, they are DSS. So he came as an undercover. She didn't know. And lied that he wanted our services. And she was happy about it. And so the problem, what is it? So he then came back in the evening. What she didn't know was that they had brought their truck. They had about 4 or 5 other DSS guys with heavy guns.
Yes, true.
Why he came in, quietly, because he didn't even know who he was trying to take. And I was running a seminar then. I was running a seminar with, I think, less than 10 people. So he came in, I was saying, so who is the person? And she just pointed at me. And of course, the guy, signaled his people, they came. Yes, well, DSS, and I asked them, order from the presidency, asking for order. If you oppose you, I said, don't touch me. I'm going to follow you guys. Don't touch me. But cut the long story short, that's why also you need to be good,
Yes, true.
Even while I was with them, they started receiving calls from everywhere. In fact, they chose not to lock me up. I slept in their reception. The next day, my lawyer came to Tori. I wrote an article about it. It went viral. They still eventually, apologized technically by saying it wasn't an arrest. They were just trying to make inquiry, blah, blah, blah. But the lesson is very why you need to be very smart, very careful. And I'm not surprised Ore was a victim of that, because Ore is the typical SU girl, and usually we are the ones that always know me sometimes. And somebody else would have said, if you don't even know who he was, I mean, we'll have sensed something. But she was just innocent.
Yes.
That's the person.
Business has come.
There's a lot of lessons in that. There's a lot of lessons in that. Absolutely.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely. Yes. What's the next one you want to tell us? By the way, those of you joining us, amazing mentee of mine. For me, I'm just laughing. Some of you may not understand all these things, but they were a very serious season in our life and business, and it's just amazing. And I'm happy we're hearing this. I don't know if you are learning again. If you are learning, type I'm learning. Even if you're watching on Facebook or you're watching here on Instagram, type I am learning. So Ore has 20 things she learned from you while working with me. Maybe we'll take 2 more and then move to some other questions. Okay, 2 more.
Okay, so I'm trying to rack my right how it started. I was going to share.
Is your blog still active? Or
yes, it's still active, but on the blog I shared just 5. The plan was we're going to sell it with the training materials. Then, like, if you wanted to come for the training, you have access to the other 15. Yes, but in case you missed it, yes, you can go to ewajoin.wordpress.com. It's been, but I think it's still there. I visited it and it's still there. Taiwo also shared as well. Yes, wow. Taiwo also shared on our own blog as well. Some things shared as well.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Good. All right. So that's about always being like, if you don't know, don't point. So now the next one is also
don't point. I like that.
The next one, and even if you know the person, try and investigate properly. You say, "Oh, really? Where are you from?" Or you just try and make inquiries and be sure. Yes, be sure that. Next one is you have to be prepared. You need to be prepared. You need to be prepared. Be prepared. Be prepared. Like that's the Boy Scout mantra. Be prepared. Now this happened after they're taking him to the cell. Or to their it wasn't cell, so we don't make it look serious. After they're taking him to their office, we had a show in the evening. It was CEO mentorship with Stephen Akintayo. And for that show, he was on that day. He was meant to be a guest, and we had paid money for this show on TFM. So we got there, and we were wondering, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Wow. And then the producer, no, it wasn't Bella. Okay, we didn't meet Bella. Bella came in later. Yes, we had met one of these guys in the studio who said, if you guys don't talk today, your money will go, and then today we go. And we're like, today we go. What do you mean? So Dr. Beckhammer called us and I was like, okay, guys should just do something. And then what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? So it was a good thing that all through the other episodes, we had been listening to other guests that come around. And that's very important. So producer at some point, Misala was the producer of the show. So there are so many responsibilities that come with that, because you have to take questions, make sure the phones are off and everything. You shouldn't get carried away by those things. You shouldn't get overwhelmed. You should also learn, because you're also there to learn. So it happened that at some point we had to go live on the show, and we had to talk about things we had learned from the previous episodes. So you can imagine what would have happened if we're probably not paying attention, if we're always and for us, we're always snapping. Shout out to Taiwo, she really loved snapping, and but still, you always see us with our pen and our jotter. We're always learning. We're always writing one or two things that we learn. So that lesson is just be prepared. Anything can happen. You can be called on anytime.
And you guys now had to do the show in my absence. I'm sure that's the lesson now.
Yes.
I was with DSS. I was with DSS, so you guys had to do it without me. Wow.
Yes, we had to do, the three of us. We had to do it.
And it was a good show. I think I watched it later. You guys did well.
Yes, because he later mentioned it that we did a very good, and we even had people call in. That was like the height of it for us. Oh, people called into the show. That was like the hype for us. People called.
And I think it was the first time, almost the three of you it was like the first time for most of you.
Yes. I think for Taiwo and Miss Stella, although I had an experience with radio, with Eco FM, Olabisi Omidire, Double O. Yes, I'd had something to do with her during my IT while I was at Cadbury. Yes, so I'd had one or two experiences on radio with her. Yes, but then it was more like I was handling, like I was a co-anchor of the show.
Of the show.
Yes.
But now it's three novices having to do the
show. Yes, very true.
It was great. It was great. Now, what will you say are the three things you advise anyone who wants to have a mentor like me that they need to do?
Okay. All right. So you need to know what you want. It's not about
everybody keeps saying that. Everybody keeps saying that.
Yes, you need to come to a point like, what do you really want? What do you want? You need to know what you want. So once you come to that realization, what everybody else might say will not really matter. Because it got to a point when my mom was, she was already getting angry. What is happening? Yes, it's the concern of every mother. If I were to be in her shoes, I probably would have done the same, because she's my mom. But then you get to a point where you need to just this is what I want, and then you now know how to balance it with the people, with the family, and every other person. Yeah, so you really need to know what you want. Once you settle that, that's really the foundation, and then you need to be prepared for whatever comes. Nothing. Most times in life, nothing good really comes easy. You need to be prepared. Yes, because at the long run, you're looking at the destination, and that's what should keep you going. Okay, I'm going to learn one or two things from here. It would help me later in life. So the first one, know what you want and be ready. The second one is be ready for anything that comes your way. Yes, I'm trying to avoid distractions. Be focused. I know Bishop Oyedepo always says something. He says, focus on your focus so you become the focus. Yes, so you just have to keep looking at it this is where I am focused, so you become the focus. Yes, you become the center of attraction as time goes on. So you just need to just focus. This is the end point. So it doesn't really matter when you get you get queries. It doesn't really matter. Those things will hurt you a bit, yes.
And working with me, you will get queries, plenty. Of queries.
But then you need to realize that, okay, this is actually for my benefit. On my CV now, most times I write, I've organized trainings for tertiary institutions in Nigeria, and I actually did Lautech, OU to organize trainings for. So yes, so just upgrade conference. Yes, it didn't come easy, but anything that came along the way, fine. And then be open, meet with people, take corrections. When they correct you, it doesn't make you stupid. It doesn't, it doesn't mean you're stupid. It doesn't mean you don't know what you want. You can't be there forever. It's just a matter of time. You say something on the show, then, oh gosh, and you just flew away now. But it was more like, oh yes, I remember. Men are in phases. Men are in sizes. Life is in phases. Live your size per time. Yes, life is in phases, man, and size. Live your size per time. So at this moment, you are interning now. That's where God will have you be at the moment. Do it. You're volunteering. Do it as time goes on. Gradually, you get there. It starts with you. What do I really want? Socrates said something. He said, "Man, be true to thyself." So what do I really want? It's about me. Nobody else matters right now. You need to be selfish. It's about me. Nobody else matters now. What do I really want? Obviously, after consulting with God. And then the second thing is be prepared for anything that comes your way. That comes your way. Whether and I would say this, I had times where I didn't have enough transport fare, even while I was in GTEX, and then I'll just always find my way around, or I need transport fare. I've had time where I had to ask somebody in the Keke Napep for money. Wow. Yes, to pay. Wow. Yes, I had times like that. So you need to be prepared. The price, yes. So that's the second one. And then the third one is, be focused. Know what you want. Be focused. Just look at the goal. Look at where you're going to. Where is the end point? Because the thing is, one thing we focus is once you're focused, once you can see what is ahead of you, every other thing that people say will not really matter. What people are saying, it doesn't really matter. Yes, it might hurt you, but you shake it off. You move on. You just keep going. I would advise anyone.
Amazing. Guys, how many of you noticed the resemblance?
True.
And how many people have said that to you? Yeah, is he your brother?
Yes, it's Stephen Akintayo, your brother. No, yeah. And I said, no, it's not my brother, it's my boss.
Amazing. So what are the three things that is success in your life now that you can attribute to those times, you're able to say, I'm able to do this well, or I'm able to have arrived there, or I'm able to have achieved this because of that season of my life where I was able to pick, this point here.
Okay, yes. The first one will be magnifying my area of strength. Yes, magnifying my area of strength. So it happened that the very first job I got after I left GTEX Media, I was with Mentee. I'd be there for 4 months. Yeah, I worked there for 4 months. It was meant to be 3 months, but then I got retained for an extra 1 month again.
Okay.
Yes, there was about 5 of us to work again. And one thing that helped me there was I magnified my area of strength. And what is the area of strength? I am able to smile at people. I'm able to relate well with people. I can, then I could engage you and I could hold a conversation to an extent. But then the way I would attend to you, my ambience, and what were we doing? We were in one of the Connect stores attending to customers, So it happened that anytime people came around, I would always, oh, you're welcome. I try to, I help them. What do you want? I would help in registering their SIM and all of that, and people notice, my bosses notice. Yes, they were always, that was the criteria they used to retain for the extra 1 month that we had to spend there. Yeah, so for me, my area of strength was, I am a very customer centric person. Like, I can be very nice with people. I can be very compassionate with people. Yeah, so that's my area of strength. But on the call, I will take my time. I mean, like, I will take my time. I don't even mind calling you again. Like, I enjoyed it. Yes, but then with time, I've been able to now blend two of them together. I can now take my time. So that's one thing I would say I can attribute to GTEX Media. Then if I'm to pick another one, it would mean being proactive. Yes, it would mean being proactive. You really need to apply to work alone. It applies to every area of your life, even in the home front. Yeah, you need to be proactive. Oh, this is not working out. What can I do? But then you now need to know. You need to know where to draw the line. You need to know where to draw the line, where God comes in, and then where you need to use your instincts. Yes. So yes, being proactive. I'm trying to think of a third one right now. But as time goes on, yes, once I remember, I'll be able to come up with it.
Fantastic. So what is your favorite book, as well as your favorite movie that is career or business related?
Okay. For movie, do I have any favorite movie that is related to career? Yeah. But okay, I think it was in uni. It will be the Three Idiots. The Three Idiots. It was a Bollywood movie. Yes, it should be The Three Idiots. As much as it sounded very funny, there were so many lessons there. So many lessons in terms of comparison. There were just different stories to learn from that. Yeah, there were different stories. Yes. And then it would, for the book, I would say it was a book by Samadeyemi. Start with what you have. Yes, start with what you have. Yes. Yes. There are other books as well that I've read along the line. I might not really be able to remember them now. Then Bishop Oyedepo's books. Yes, I read his books a lot as well on prosperity. Yeah. But then start with what you have. Yeah, by Samadeyemi.
Okay, fantastic. The next question before the last one, I think I just take two more, is you've tried all manner of business, you've tried career. What is the lesson you've learned about how to start a business and how not to start a business that you think you didn't know before? That if you were to start a business again, you will execute?
Okay. For me, I would say that there's always a place of training. Like, there's a place of training. Training is very, very important. Any trade or any business you want to go into, there's a place of you learning, knowing the process, knowing the system. Most organizations we see now, they thrive on the process. There's a system to everything. Like, they have things that are in place. And we can also attribute this to God as well. God had processes while he was creating the world. For the first day, he knew what he wanted to do. For the second day, he knew what he wanted to do. Yeah, even though he was God all by himself, but then you should learn from people. Try and go under the rudiments. And one people I always love to attribute this to is the people from the eastern part of Nigeria. Yes, you see them. I had a conversation with one of them. I'm also into surprises as well. So I needed to get a pair of boots for a client, a customer of mine. And, it was an Igbo guy. We got talking. And then I asked him, okay, so for how long, while you with your boss and everything? And, we used a particular term. I can't remember. He said they stay with them, they feed them, they follow them to the shop, they buy clothes for them. Yes, settlements. Then at the end, they give them settlements. So I got very interested. And yes, and at the end, he told me that for him, he spent 7 months. 7 years. Sorry, he spent 7 years. With his boss. And this is what has helped these guys. Like, it has really helped them. It has really helped them. Later you see continuity in their business. They learn from this person and they learn and they go and learn. Give your resources to organizations. Give your anything you're doing, just try as much as possible to do it very, very well. Giving is not, it doesn't really mean you're giving out cash physically, but then you're giving in your thoughts, you're giving in your ideas, you're giving in your creativity, you're putting it there, because what goes around will surely come around. So train, give out to people, learn, train, work on that people who have learned, just keep on working on that to train, learn from people who are more experienced in that field, people who have climbed that ladder. You need to be able to do that. Yes. And there's a story of Moabudu that you shared with us while we were at GTEx. Moabudu she had worked with a firm, I think outside of Nigeria, but then she had always had this idea of her own talk show. She had always had the idea. 'Cause she had always had this idea of her own talk show. She had always had the idea. 'Cause 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 she had always had the idea of at all of them. She had always wanted to have that, but she was really focused. Like she was focused on what she wanted, while she was working for an organization, putting in her best. Yes, in those organizations, she kept on. She was building it, even if it wasn't physical. We're not saying it physically then, but then it didn't leave. It was there mentally. Like she knew what she wanted, So she kept on going. She kept on going. She gave out what she wanted to that firm. She trained with them, and that helped her in Ebony Life.
And even when she left, I heard that. I mean, she had to get a coach who kept training her on presentation skills before even she started Moment with Mo. So it connects with what you're saying.
Yes. So it's just, for me, I just feel it's very, very important. Don't just go into something and say, oh, because everybody is doing it, you want to dabble into it as well. Learn. Yeah.
I mean, guys, again, if you have learned so much from Ore, can we all type, thank you, Ore, okay? Ore has always been quite young. I mean, when you joined us, I think you were 24 or less than that.
Yes, I was 24. I was 24. I was 24.
Yeah. I mean, you were probably one of the youngest then.
Taiwo was the youngest.
Really? Taiwo was younger than you?
Yeah.
But there was always that depth to you. You were always this, person that was deeper than your age. It was, there was that depth. There was that, fact that you can talk with Ore and it's like you're talking to an adult. And you also had the courage of an adult, actually.
Thank
you.
You
also had the courage of an adult. But one thing I know GTech brought out of you was being a bit timid and all of that. I mean, we brought that. I mean, by the time Ore left GTech, she could look at anybody in the face, talk to you, and there was that confidence and boldness. I was glad that all that, came out. My last question would be, what's your advice to young people who are 23, 24, 25, where you were then, and are quite confused, right? They don't even know, I'm a graduate, the course I study, I can't do anything with it like you. I mean, you studied microbiology just like myself. And there was nothing micro around your life, subjects of biology. So,
yes, true.
What is really struggling from right to left, confused actually?
Okay, the first thing I would say is you need to ask God for clarity. I would still always boil down to this. Yes, I had a time in my life I was, what do I even want? Like, what do I really want? What do I, and you used to tell us something then that if it's business you want to do, go into it and do it well. Put in all your best. If it's career you want to do, go into it and put in all your best. Put in all your energy into it. Yes. So first you need to go to the creator. You need to go to the person who made you. I remember reading a book one time, A Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. And one of the chapters there said, you were made by God, you were created by God, until you realize that life might never make meaning to you. Yeah, so you need to get to that point where you need to ask God for clarity. Like, you need to speak clarity into your life. You need to be positive in your confession. Trust me, I've been there. Confusion is terrible. It is terrible. So you need to go back to your creator. What would you have me do? What was I made for? What's my purpose? Why did you create me? Why am I here? What would you want me to do? There's a place called the secret place. You need to go back there and really know what God wants you to do. Do I pursue career? Do I do this? Just trust that you've told him, and then it's going to lead you. There's a particular scripture in the Bible that says that commit your ways unto the Lord, and he will direct your path. And most times you might not even hear that audible voice and I'll say, oh, are just being directed. The lines are falling for you in pleasant places. Your paths are just being ordered. You just keep on going, and then, you finally get to where God wants you to go. So the first thing, get clarity. Know what God really wants you to do. And once you have that clarity, this is very, very important. You need to run with it. Don't get distracted. Because everywhere might look like where you are going to.
Everywhere
Yes.
might look like it.
Yes, that. And then the second point I was actually making was, there might be things that would look like you might want to get derailed along the way. Like you might want to get distracted. This one is not really paying off. Do I switch now? Do I go back, or do I try something else? But as long as you have settled it within yourself, you've told yourself that, okay, this is what I want. This is where I'm going to. Just keep on running. There'll be challenges on the way. Just keep running. Keep going, put your heads high, keep going. When you need to go back to that secret place again, when you need to retreat, go back there again. Ask God, this is what is happening. How do I go about this again? Keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. With time, you find out that you're actually at the place.
Come on. All young people need to just watch this interview. There's so much to learn. Thank you for coming, and you've always been amazing. And keep being yourself. Keep being yourself. I'm proud of you. I'm very, very proud of you. Any day, anytime. My regards to your parents. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, bye. So, guys, tomorrow, my second guest won't be able to make it because she's at work. There was a mixture 7 p.m. Massachusetts time. So see you tomorrow with another.
Welcome. Hi, and welcome to Akintayo podcast, where we're going to be covering leadership, entrepreneurship, and investment, of course. And on this first episode, we have a special message from a gentleman named Samuel Obadero, who is going to be telling us a little something about Stephen Akintayo. Enjoy.
Let's do this. So here's it, Mr. Stephen Akintayo. The thing is, you've been on my mind for a few days now, and I don't. But you are an amazing person, and I'd just like to share with you some of my thoughts about you. I can't give you any material thing right now that will be equal to in value to what you have given me and a lot of other people. You're an amazing individual. You are so so greatly admired by me and a lot of folks around the world. It's because I feel like I'm privileged to say that I witnessed you grow. The daily, everyday growth before it became a quantum leap that it currently is. And when I look back to those times, it cracks me up. It really gets me laughing. Like we as human beings, we just cannot see beyond our noses. But then again, you can actually see the making of excellence and success if you pay attention. Especially when you find people who take no pride in growing down before they grow up. You grew down and like solid down with strong, firm, rugged, dirty, grimy looking back foundation. And that for me, even happier when I see how you're doing today and the person you have become today, because I know that definitely this is gonna last. Because when the foundation of a thing is strong and solid and rugged and grimy and dirty and just fierce and just very strong, you know that this one is not going nowhere. This one is gonna stay. So it's gonna stay for the long haul. And it gladdens my heart. It gladdens my heart to see the amazing work you're doing today. And for me, it's not. I'm not utterly surprised. For sure, it blows my mind to see a kind-hearted person, an amazing giver. You've always been a cheerful, like you give even when you barely have enough to give. Even when you don't even have, you're still collecting from somebody else to give to another person. And you've always been that way. I remember the many nights we will be in what's it called now? What's the name of your hall? Anyway, in your room back then in Osu, and we will cook beans when we'll cook beans, or sometimes okay, maybe when we have meetings with what's the group called? Infinity Foundation, we'll probably maybe cook rice, and that'll be the day we'll eat rice and jollof colored rice. We a special or buy pure water and biscuit and things and share. But for me, you've always been that kind of person who goes out of your way to make sure that the next man is comfortable. And you also struck me even back then as an entrepreneur from the very beginning. You weren't okay. you weren't the studios, always in class. You were not in class, Stephen. We know. You and I both know that you weren't. We'll go write exams for sure and pass, but you weren't always in school, in class, and all that. But you've always, from the very beginning, you've been an entrepreneur. From the very beginning, even when entrepreneurship wasn't glamorous, when it was seen as something for the person who, for you didn't even care how it was like. And the entrepreneurship for you wasn't just for your mouth, and I think that also points to the person that you are. You weren't just doing entrepreneurship to feed yourself or buy yourself shoes and stuff. You're doing entrepreneurship for another vision, which was to pay school fees of children back in Agowe or even in Lagos, which was to help even your colleagues in school with their financial needs and all that. You are doing entrepreneurship for these purposes. I wonder how much of the profit you made at those times actually went into your own pocket personally to buy yourself a new shoe, a new pair of shoes, buy yourself shirts or whatnot. I wonder. I really do want that, because I know that a huge chunk of that income the tiny income it was anyway. A huge chunk of that was going into all of these your other projects and all. And I just want to say that I respect you, I admire you, and I've learned a lot from you. I've learned so much from you over the years. I watch you from afar, I watch you from up close, and there is you're just an embodiment of awesomeness, of lessons, of goodness, of good virtues every day. And how you mentor people, how you are also very humble to be a protege to others. And people might not know that part of you. A lot of people will see you being mentors to people, but people wouldn't know how humble you are when you put yourself at the feet of somebody else that you respect and really, really drop all that you know to just learn and just soak in. If there's one person that I know that is an absolute sponge of information, of knowledge, of counsel, is you, Mr. Stephen Akintayo. You are a learner. If you don't want Stephen to know close to you and he has a glimpse of it, he learns it and he implements it in his own business. And for me, it takes a huge level of humility for one to be in that space where you can both be a giver of wisdom and knowledge and also be a receiver of, when, okay, this is time for me to listen and learn. Those times, and it's important. And I think that also points to some of the things that has brought you thus far. And I just want to say that God bless you greatly. I love you so much. You have been my brother from the very beginning. You still is my brother. You still are my brother till date. I love you. I respect you. You're my mentor also. And I watch you closely. I watch you from afar. And I learn from you every day. Thank you. May God bless you. May God strongly uphold you and your family. And hey, one more thing that I should say that I admire about you is the love you have for your family, for your wife, BC. You are an amazing person. Your wife, and BC, she's an amazing woman. Both of you greatly. And finally, I want to say, be strong in the Lord and in the might and in the strength of His might. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend. Cheers. Bye.
Wow, what a heartwarming message from a longtime friend and admirer. Thank you so much, Mr. Samuel Obadera. That will be all today. Until there's another content on this channel, stay winning.